Wait. If you scroll past this video right now, you're going to hate yourself when this hits your city next week.
Meteorologists across the country are buzzing about something that hasn't happened in over 5 years, and it's about to change everything. The winter pattern that millions of Americans have been desperately waiting for is finally here, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. Here's what's got me absolutely excited. While other forecasters are playing it safe, I'm going to tell you exactly what they're afraid to say. In the next 72 hours, the atmospheric setup that creates legendary winter storms is locking into place, and you have a front row seat. But first, drop your exact city in the comments right now, because the first 100 people who do this get personalized storm timing for their location. Here's why this pattern is absolutely mind-blowing. A massive ridge is spiking over the western United States like I haven't seen since 2019. When you get a ridge this strong out west, physics demands that Arctic air comes screaming out of Canada. And that's exactly what's happening. This isn't just another cold snap. We're looking at a complete atmospheric flip that could dominate the next 3 weeks of winter. Storm number 1 hits Wednesday into Thursday. And here's where it gets controversial. The models are showing something most meteorologists won't talk about. The GFS model is painting snow from Tennessee all the way to Maine, but the European model is keeping most of it offshore. So who's right? Based on pattern recognition and 15 years of forecasting, I'm betting the GFS nails this one. And here's why you should care. Washington, D.C., folks. This could be your first real snow of the season. Are you ready for the grocery store madness that's about to hit? Philadelphia and New York City are sitting right in the sweet spot, where small track shifts mean the difference between flurries and 6 inches. But here's what has me genuinely shocked. The European model just flipped toward the GFS solution in the overnight runs. Boston, you could wake up Thursday morning to your first significant snowfall of winter, and the timing is absolutely perfect for rush hour chaos. Now tell me in the comments, are you team bring on the snow or team please stay warm? Because this is where things get really interesting. The mountains of West Virginia and North Carolina are looking at what could be their biggest snowfall in 2 years with this system. Ski resorts from Vermont to Virginia have been praying for this pattern, and Mother Nature is about to deliver in a big way. But storm number 1 is just the warm-up act for what's coming next weekend. And this is where I need your full attention. The setup for January 18th and 19th has the potential to be the kind of storm people talk about for years. Here's what I'm seeing. Energy is going to dive all the way down to the Gulf Coast and then explode northward right up the eastern seaboard. Atlanta and Birmingham, you might actually get pulled into this winter weather conversation for the first time this season. Charlotte and Raleigh. If this track's just 50 miles further west, you're looking at your biggest snow event since 2018. But here's the crazy part. While the southeast might see snow, the northeast could get absolutely buried with this system. Question for my northeast viewers. What's the most snow you've ever gotten from a single storm? Because this has major storm potential. The Great Lakes region is already feeling the pattern shift, with lake effect snow firing up across Michigan, Ohio, and western New York. Buffalo, Syracuse, and Erie, you know what this means. The snow machine is cranking up for what could be an epic stretch. Chicago and Detroit, you're positioned perfectly for multiple rounds of snow over the next 10 days as this pattern locks in. Now here's something that's going to blow your mind about why this pattern is so different from what we've had all winter. The MJO, that's the Madden-Julian Oscillation for you weather nerds, is moving into the exact phase that historically produces epic winter weather. I'm talking about the same MJO phase that gave us the blizzard of 1996, the February 2010 snowpocalypse, and Winter Storm Jonas in 2016. This isn't just coincidence. It's atmospheric physics playing out exactly like the textbook says it should. The polar vortex itself might end up parked right over the Great Lakes by the end of January. Can you imagine how cold that's going to be? Let me ask you this. How prepared is your household for extended cold weather? Because what's coming isn't just a quick freeze. We're talking about sustained below normal temperatures that could last through Valentine's Day and maybe even into March. Your heating bills are about to spike in a major way, and if you haven't budgeted for that, you might want to start thinking about it now. But here's the silver lining for winter sports enthusiasts. This is the pattern you've been dreaming about for 3 years. Natural snowmaking conditions are about to return from Maine to North Carolina as temperatures crash and stay crashed. Ice fishing season in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan is about to accelerate dramatically with this Arctic air mass settling in. Now let me give you the timeline that matters most. When exactly should you be watching the skies in your city? Today through Monday, lake effect continues to ramp up across the Great Lakes with travel impacts becoming more frequent. Tuesday is your calm before the storm day. Use it wisely to get supplies and prepare for what's coming Wednesday. Wednesday evening into Thursday morning, storm number 1 moves through with snow most likely from the mountains to the coast. Friday through Saturday represents your brief window to recover before the potential blockbuster system next weekend. Sunday into Monday could deliver the most significant winter weather event we've seen in the past 2 seasons. Here's what separates this pattern from all the false alarms we've had. The cold air is already in place and locked in. Too many times this winter we've had the storm track without the cold air, or the cold air without the moisture. This time everything is aligning perfectly. Cold air, moisture, storm track, and timing all coming together at once. The temperature gradient we're tracking is absolutely insane. 60-degree differences across just a few hundred miles. Dallas and Houston, you going from 70-degree weather to potentially the 20s within 48 hours. That's not a typo. Even Florida isn't escaping this Arctic blast. Jacksonville and Tallahassee could see their coldest weather since 2022. Miami, you might actually need a jacket for the first time this winter as this cold air mass spreads all the way to the Gulf. Now here's a question I need you to answer honestly. What's your biggest concern about this incoming winter weather? Is it the heating cost, the travel disruptions, the power outages, or are you actually excited about the snow possibilities? Drop your biggest worry in the comments because I want to address the most common concerns in tomorrow's update video. For anyone in agriculture, especially livestock farmers, this Arctic air arrival means implementing cold weather protocols immediately. Water systems need protection, animals need extra shelter, and equipment needs winterization before Wednesday night. Transportation departments are already pre-treating roads from Denver to Boston and positioning snow removal equipment strategically. If you're planning to travel anywhere in the impact zone this week, seriously consider changing those plans or building in major delays. Airport hubs, including Chicago O'Hare, Detroit Metro, and Boston Logan, should expect significant weather-related disruptions. Here's something most people don't realize. This pattern shift is going to affect the Pacific Northwest, too. Seattle and Portland might finally see meaningful precipitation as this ridge redirects storm energy toward the coast. The Cascade Mountains and Sierra Nevada are looking at potentially feet of snow as this high-amplitude pattern establishes itself. Water managers in California are watching this pattern with great interest after years of drought concerns. Denver, Salt Lake City, and Boise, you're sitting in the sweet spot for this pattern with multiple opportunities for significant snowfall. The Rockies could easily pick up several feet of snow over the next 2 weeks as this atmospheric river gets established. Now here's what I need from you right now. Share this video with 3 people who need to know about this pattern change. Whether it's family members who travel for work, friends with outdoor jobs, or neighbors who might need extra preparation time, the comment section is where I personally connect with viewers. So tell me your exact location and your biggest weather concern. I read every single comment and respond with specific details whenever possible. That's a promise I've kept for 3 years. If your city gets mentioned by enough people in the comments, I'll create a dedicated 10-minute forecast video just for your region. This is community-driven weather forecasting where your engagement directly influences the content I create next. Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay ahead of weather patterns like this instead of being surprised by them. The notification bell is absolutely critical because major pattern shifts like this happen fast and you need real-time updates. I'll be tracking every model run, every satellite image, and every atmospheric development as these systems evolve. Tomorrow's video is going to focus specifically on storm number 2 timing and snow accumulation forecasts by city. The trends over the next 24 hours will tell us everything we need to know about whether this becomes a historic weather event. Model agreement has been increasing every 6 hours, which is exactly what you want to see with a high-impact weather pattern. Remember, winter weather forecasting is part science, part art, and part experience, and all three are pointing towards something special. The atmospheric energy we're tracking right now is the kind that creates the weather events people remember for decades. What makes this pattern particularly exciting is that we still have most of winter ahead of us with this kind of setup. February and March could be absolutely loaded with winter weather opportunities if this high amplitude pattern persists. Before I let you go, I want to hear your winter weather stories. What's the most memorable snow event you've ever experienced? Was it the beauty of fresh snowfall, the excitement of unexpected school closings, or the adventure of being snowed in? Share those stories in the comments because winter weather brings out the best memories when it's handled safely and prepared for properly. The difference between a winter weather disaster and a winter weather adventure is almost always about preparation and attitude. Stay connected, stay informed, and most importantly, stay excited because winter is finally here in a big way. I'll be with you every step of the way as this pattern unfolds, bringing you the most accurate and timely information available. Don't forget, drop your city below, tell me your concerns, and I'll see you in tomorrow's crucial update as these systems develop.